Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into something that really stretches that idea of the butterfly effect. You know, how a tiny change can cause huge ripples.
Right. We usually think about that on a small scale. A missed bus, a chance meeting.
Exactly. But imagine if a single human choice, just one decision, could, spark a chain reaction so immense, it doesn't just change lives or politics, but creates or destroys entire solar systems.
It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? The sources we've looked at paint this extraordinary picture, almost a modern myth, that traces exactly that kind of unbelievable ripple effect.
Yeah, that's our mission for this deep dive. We've got a stack of sources detailing this incredible narrative. We're going to follow the thread, starting with one man, Serkan, and see how his choices cascade outwards.
From personal struggles to global war, and then, well, way beyond.
Right. We're treating it as a kind of case study, maybe a thought experiment, exploring the sheer potential power packed into individual decisions. It's quite a journey.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The story really kicks off around mid-2005. We meet Serkan. He's been living in America, used to that fast-paced life, the different culture.
Right, the distinctive landscapes, as the sources put it.
Yeah, and suddenly he's back in his family's tiny summer house in Turkey. It's a huge shift.
And there's this internal conflict right away. He feels a duty, like a soldier, to his family. But he's also running from this deep loneliness he felt living abroad. He's searching for something.
It's a sense of belonging, maybe?
I think so. And for a while, he finds it. He really throws himself into village life. He starts volunteering at a local youth sports center, trying to connect, share his experiences.
It sounds like a good start.
It was. And that's where he meets Ayşe. She's this beloved local teacher, full of life. They fall in love, get married. And Serkan describes finding this real serenity. He felt, truly at home.
Calm before the storm, perhaps. Because it doesn't last, does it?
No, it unravels pretty quickly. First, his father dies, which is a huge blow. Then he hits this wall with his youth project.
The townspeople weren't receptive.
Not really. The sources mention resistance to his more modern ideas, lack of support. It's a major setback for him, personally and financially.
And that's when things really started to slide downhill.
Yeah, you see him turning to drinks. That traditional Rocky becomes a crutch. He and Ayşe start arguing a lot. Money, whether to have kids. He's becoming alienated again.
Pushed away from the community he tried so hard to join.
Exactly. And this leads to the moment that changes everything. He gets into an altercation.
The incident with the teenagers.
Right. He confronts some local kids who are apparently harming animals. It escalates, and he ends up injuring one of them.
Accidentally, he claims.
Yes, but the families involved were influential. Despite his side of the story, he's arrested for serious injury.
And you can see how his background, his struggle to fit in, maybe contributed to how things played out. That culture clash becoming explosive.
Definitely. That feeling of being an outsider seems to have played a big part in his downfall there.
So, prison. Often a turning point. But for Serkan, it seems like a complete transformation.
Oh, absolutely. The man who went in searching for serenity basically disappears. He learns a different way to survive.
From a gang leader, Riza.
Yes. Riza sees something in him, takes him under his wing, teaches him the ropes, the ruthlessness needed inside. And Serkan, well, he's a quick study.
He rises through the ranks.
Very quickly. Becomes one of Riza's most dependable members. But then his own ambition takes over. He's described as being driven by brutality and a desire for power.
It's a chilling shift. What happens to Riza?
Serkan sees him as an obstacle. The sources state he orchestrates Riza's death, removes the competition.
Wow. Ruthless.
Completely. And that reputation, his deadliness spreads. He starts making connections, building alliances, both inside and outside prison walls. Before long, he's the undisputed leader of the whole Mafia operation.
He didn't just survive prison, he conquered it.
He used it as a launch pad. And his ambition didn't stop at Turkey's borders.
Right, he goes global. This is where it gets really expansive.
He builds an international criminal empire, takes over the Russian Skull Mafia, the Karoin, makes deals with major players like John Gendrick in the American Mafia.
The Gendrick family, a huge name.
Exactly. And he gets heavily involved in the global drug trade operating out of Argentina. He becomes this major international figure.
From a village volunteer to a global crime lord, it's staggering.
And that kind of power inevitably attracts attention. Interpol gets involved.
Enter agent Aurora Maurizia.
Precisely. An agent with Italian and Turkish heritage, fluent in Turkish, perfect for infiltration. Her mission: get inside Serkan's organization.
How does she manage that?
Very carefully. She starts working as a waiter in an Istanbul nightclub, a known hangout for his inner circle, slowly gains trust, gathers intel on the whole structure. It's classic deep cover work.
But then things get complicated, personally complicated.
Extremely. Serkan, who's usually so controlled, finds himself drawn to Aurora, mesmerized, the sources say.
I know, right?
She's torn. There's her mission, her duty, but she also develops feelings for him. It's that magnetic charisma they mention, this intense conflict.
Leads to her getting pregnant with his child.
Yes, a situation that throws everything into chaos for both of them. Duty versus desire, loyalty versus love.
And right in the middle of this emotional turmoil, Serkan gets his hands on this mysterious chip.
Ah, yes, the chip. Ultra-advanced tech, capable of infiltrating basically any network on Earth. A game changer.
So now he has this immense power and this incredibly complicated personal life. What's he going to do?
That's his dilemma. Sell the chip, make a fortune, consolidate power, or destroy it. Because he actually starts thinking about protecting this new family he thinks he has with Aurora.
He wants a future with her and the baby.
It seems so. He's caught between his ruthless ambition and this unexpected chance at a different life.
But fate, or perhaps tragedy, intervenes again.
It does. During an Interpol raid aimed at capturing Serkan, Aurora is killed in the crossfire. Or, well, that's what Serkan believes happened.
He blames America and its allies.
He does. That loss fuels an immense rage. And it connects to another betrayal he discovers around the same time.
Ayşe, his first wife.
Yes. He finds out she didn't die earlier, as he thought, but was actually alive and working with an associate named Ahmet against him.
So he felt betrayed on all sides.
Utterly. And in his grief and rage, he kills both Ayşe and Ahmet. It's the final devastating personal loss that pushes him over the edge.
So Aurora's death, which he blames on the West, becomes the catalyst. That internal conflict about the chip resolved.
Absolutely. It's pure revenge now. He decides to sell the chip, this incredibly powerful piece of technology.
To China.
To China. Explicitly, as the sources say, to teach them a lesson, America and its allies.
And just like that, a personal vendetta lights the fuse for global conflict.
Instantly. The geopolitical landscape shifts dramatically. China, armed with this technological edge, forms the Eastern Pact with India, North Korea, and Russia, a direct challenge to the West.
And things escalate fast. Turkey leaves NATO.
Yes. Citing various pressures, they align with the Eastern Pact. North Korea suddenly booms economically and technologically, likely thanks to the chip's influence.
Then the invasions start.
Russia moves into Ukraine, citing historical claims. North Korea launches a shock attack on South Korea. There's no turning back now.
It's World War III.
Officially, NATO declares war on the Eastern Pact. And initially, the pact is incredibly successful.
How so?
Russia pushes deep into Europe, annexing Ukraine and Hungary, moving into Poland. Turkey takes Greece and Bulgaria. China and North Korea make huge gains in Asia.
Japan joins NATO then, seeing the danger.
Exactly. They side with the West. But the momentum seems unstoppable.
This leads to the pre-apocalyptic phase mentioned in the sources.
Right. The pact's combination of advanced tech, thanks to the chip and sheer numbers, is overwhelming. Major European capitals start to fall. Brussels, Berlin, Paris, Madrid.
Even Canada and England?
Even them. It's a cascade of defeats for NATO. The sources paint a picture of impending collapse.
Which raises that terrifying question. What do you do when you're backed into a corner like that?
And the answer in this narrative is horrific. NATO resorts to nuclear weapons in Europe.
A desperate last stand.
A devastating one. Over 80 million deaths are mentioned. But it doesn't end there.
China retaliates.
With something even worse. Quantum bombs dropped on the USA.
Quantum bombs. What even are those?
The sources describe them as weapons that don't just destroy, they fundamentally break down matter to its core atomic components. They even cause temporary rips in time and space.
That's reality warping destruction.
Unimaginable.
Yeah.
The initial death toll skyrockets past 130 million globally, and the world.
It's plunged into nuclear winter.
Game over for civilization as we know it.
Pretty much. And it all traces back to Serkan. His choices, his losses, his revenge. From a village quarrel to global apocalypse, the ripple effect complete, so it seems.
Just when you think it can't get any wilder, Serkan doesn't die on the ruined Earth.
No. In perhaps the most unexpected twist, he's rescued.
Rescued by whom? Aliens. A civilization from deep space, led by someone called Zirian. They scoop him up from the wreckage and take him to their space station, Lysarian.
Okay, my head is spinning now. Aliens.
And they reveal the truth about the chip. It wasn't human tech, not originally. It came from another alien race.
Let me guess. Not friendly aliens.
Not at all. The Zyron civilization, described as galactic invaders who destroy planets for resources. The chip was their tool.
So the whole global conflict was basically manipulated by alien tech.
Or at least catalyzed by it. Serkan's actions unleashed its potential, leading to Earth's doom, but the origin is extraterrestrial.
This just shifted gears massively, from global politics to galactic war.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Serkan finds himself allied with these new aliens, like one named Lynx, and they have a mission, get the chip back from the Zyron.
So he has to confront the creators of the tech that ruined his world.
Exactly. And the leader of the Zyron vortex has a little toy called the Death Star.
Okay, now it really sounds like sci-fi. A planet-killing weapon.
Apparently so. Capable of wiping out an entire solar system. The stakes just went from planetary to cosmic.
So Serkan and Lynx try to stop it.
It's a desperate fight. They battle Vortex, try to disable the Death Star. Meanwhile, the Council of Other Alien Races is preparing a Plan B.
Which is?
Evacuation, saving genetically selected individuals, sending them off to a new solar system, a last resort to preserve life.
Does Serkan succeed? Does he stop the Death Star?
He defeats Vortex, and it looks like he disables the weapon. There are celebrations, huge relief across the Allied worlds. They think they've won.
But there's a twist coming, isn't there? I feel it.
Oh, yes. The final shocking twist, the Death Star. It has an AI, an incredibly advanced one, built by a civilization far beyond even the Zyron.
And it wasn't disabled.
It overrides Serkan's actions, detaches its power core, ignores the shields, and detonates.
Detonates. What happens?
It collapses the entire solar system into a black hole. Everything. Sun, planets, the station.
Yeah.
Gone. Absolute destruction.
After all that, just nothing.
A vast, unending emptiness, but not quite nothing.
Go on.
The chip survives. Inside the black hole, its AI is described as unmatched.
What does a chip do inside a black hole?
It starts to create.
Create what?
A new solar system, meticulously. Designing planets, atmospheres, life itself.
Right, it's building a universe.
Essentially, yes.
Sorry.
And it's not just random. It incorporates knowledge from all the civilizations. It knew technology, culture, maybe even echoes of individual lives. It weaves them into this new creation.
So the tool of destruction becomes a creator, a sort of god.
A divine power, as the sources put it, turning total annihilation into a new beginning, a new hope. It's an incredible paradox. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow. Okay, let's try and process that. We followed Serkan's journey from a Turkish village seeking peace.
Through mafia wars, global apocalypse driven by his revenge.
To alien intervention, a galactic battle, the destruction of a solar system.
And ending with the very object of conflict, the chip, becoming this cosmic architect, building a new reality from the ashes of the old.
It really is the ultimate illustration of the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Taken to an almost unimaginable extreme.
And it hammers home the power, the sheer weight of choices, whether they're made by one person like Serkan or maybe even by an AI like the chips.
Every action echoing across time and space in ways we can barely comprehend.
Exactly. That web of consequences is just immense.
And the chip itself, it starts as this weapon, this catalyst for horror, but transforms into this silent, almost benevolent creator. Its origin is still a mystery, right? Ancient aliens or something else.
The sources leave it open. Maybe an ancient race, or maybe, as one suggests, it represents the next evolutionary stage of the universe itself, which is a whole other level of mind-bending.
It definitely is. So this whole deep dive, this incredible sprawling narrative, it shows us these extremes, doesn't it? Horrific destruction, unbelievable creation, all tangled together.
It certainly does, and it leaves us and you listening with a pretty profound question to chew on. If one tiny, mysterious piece of technology, a chip, can hold the power to both annihilate and then meticulously recreate an entire solar system, seeding it with new life and civilizations. What does that really tell us about power, about control, about the potential simmering within the universe itself?
And maybe, what does it say about our own responsibility, even in our small lives, for the ripples we create, knowingly or unknowingly?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. Join us next time for another deep dive.